Alright, what's going on guys, Grace here, welcome back to another Cyberpunk 2077 news video. Now, I've been laughing my ass off like for about 30 minutes straight just reading the crazy bugs that happen to people in Cyberpunk 2077. Of course, I'm not just here to talk about these and just laugh at people having problems. I'm here to talk about the current state of the game and yeah, everything that you're probably experiencing yourself right now with the game, especially if you are on the old gen of consoles. I'm surprised both by how amazing the game is and also by how downright broken it is right now for me. Like, I already told you about this in a previous video, but I literally made a unit of measurement for the amount of crashes that I'm getting from Cyberpunk on the PlayStation 5, to the point that I think that now it increased to about 2 crashes per hour. But anyway, what's up everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today let's talk about some more Cyberpunk news. Of course, if you've been paying any attention to the online, to the news outlets, to the media, to YouTube, you probably know that this game is an absolute behemoth when it comes to the sheer number of people that play it, that bought it, that talk about it, and even more so, that complain about it. So right now the game is doing really well. Like, Cyberpunk already sold over 8 million worldwide pre-orders before the game even came out. Like, that is absolutely insane. So Cyberpunk officially passed 8 million pre-orders worldwide before it finally launched earlier today. Of course, this article is about 2 days old, so yeah, this is from December 10. But just to put things into perspective, there are games that we loved, that we still love, and maybe even gave a 10 out of 10 that did not sell 8 million copies in their entire life cycle. Like, maybe after a year or two at the very least, but getting it before the game even launches is absolutely insane. Again, to put things into perspective even more, this pretty much covers the entirety of the development cost and the marketing cost for Cyberpunk, and that means 8 years, hundreds of employees, and pretty much, well, commercials in every single capital of the world. Like, there have been so many commercials, so much marketing for this game, it's been absolutely crazy. Like, even in my country, which usually you don't see something like this, it has been quite wild. So like, entire building blocks being covered by this, just the amount of marketing that CD Projekt Red has put into this game. Now, if you head over on Steam, it's quite similar to that. It's not gonna be as crazy as it is for the consoles. Of course, it's like not the most sold version of the game, but even still, it just flexes on literally every game out there. So right now, top 1, even compared to CSGO, even more so Dota 2 and everything else beneath the 3rd spot. But it's a whole different story when you go into the actual comments of the game. Like, yes, the game currently is flexing on pretty much everybody, and for a single player game, that is pretty huge. Like, this is insane. Comparing this with Fallout 4 a few years ago, that was under half of that. That was under 500,000 copies and people playing on the Steam version of the game, so that was quite insane. But the things change a little bit once you dig into the user reviews, and even more so if you look at the overall scores. Like, if you take a look at Steam, for example, it's pretty decent compared to other sources. Right now it stays at about 79 to 80% mostly positive reviews, and yeah, if you go ahead and read the reviews, even the ones that say recommended or positive, or if they just give you like a thumbs up over there, even those admit that the game is buggy as hell and has a ton of problems and it presents a ton of issues. This is even crazier on Metacritic, that just goes in ham with the user reviews. Right now sitting at about 6.4, though admittedly it's only about 6,000 to 7,000 people showing these reviews. So basically there's a sea of red right there, with people just stating their opinion about it, and well, the fact that the game just doesn't work as it is. Like, this game definitely feels unfinished. Now, personally, I'm not here to talk shit about the game. I'm not here to like say anything that causes drama or whatnot. I'm just stating pure facts about experiences that you right now might have yourselves, and I definitely had them too. Like, if I go into the game right now and show you straight out 30 minutes of footage, there are at least a few dozen bugs that we can encounter at any given point. This includes everything from the way things spawn in the world, to to the way the game performs, like frame drops, performance issues, even more so game crashes. Again, the game crashes about once per hour on my PlayStation 5, to the point that I'm kind of scared to leave the game in the background when I am in rest mode. I read this about Miles Morales, I think that this was fixed eventually, but it kind of gets me a bit scared to the point that I'm constantly shutting off my console when I'm not playing, just in case. Earlier today I had a really big issue where it essentially froze my entire console to the point that even OBS that I used to capture the footage from the console froze itself too. So that's how it went for me. Luckily enough, of course, I was able to go back into it. But this doesn't stop here. There's some really crazy bugs right now happening in Cyberpunk 2077, and I think that by far the most hilarious out here has to be this one from the user Staggered89 over on Reddit. I think that this is by far the funniest, to the point that I can barely hold myself from laughing, but this is the funniest bug I have seen in my whole life in any game that I have ever played. Here it is. This guy, for some reason or another, from the very beginning of the game, he started being followed by this NPC right here. Now, I do know who this character is. He is tied to a side job, and I'm pretty sure that he didn't finish the side job, which is why he is seeing this character. Or something happened, because now he is literally followed everywhere by the same NPC. Like, there's some screenshots right here that are downright hilarious. Like this mission right here with Jackie. You go into a hotel, room. It's pretty long sequence, by the way. The NPC just makes its way over there. It doesn't even care. You go in the elevator, he's there. You go in the room, he's there. He follows you everywhere you go. He goes on the street, he's on the street with you. But this is the most fun thing I have ever seen, and to the point that even news outlets already got this news out there. What's even funnier though is the top comment that the OP basically replied to his own thread. So this is killing the immersion for me right now, Lemao. Basically, he started the new game playing as a corpo, and that NPC is still over there on the same playthrough. You can't make this stuff. Okay, so basically, I think he started. Okay, so this video is going nowhere, so I can barely hold it in, but here is like the last bit, the last straw. This absolutely annihilated me, dude. So there's this scene, very important in the story. I'm not gonna explain what it is. If you just see it, it doesn't mean anything. If you haven't been through it, you don't know what it is, it doesn't mean anything. But there's an important plot point and something that happens in the background that will mark the rest of the game for you. The thing is, my dude is sitting over there, just crouching in a corner, and he is present in the room when nobody is supposed to know of anybody else's presence, if you know my meaning. So this is just like the funniest thing I have ever seen in my whole life. This is just one bug, by the way. The rest are not as hilarious as this is. Like, I love Cyberpunk so much, dude. Like, I'm planning to play this game for the next months. Like, I'm already playing and planning playthroughs on different life paths and different choices, because there are so many good plot points in the game. There are so many cool things you can do in this game and explore different sides of the characters. But yeah, the current state of the game is pretty buggy. It's pretty bad. Now, is this going to impact you on more than the level of the bugs that already affect you? Well, probably not. I mean, even if we just take the number of the pre-sold copies, like the 8 million, compare that with like the 4,000 people that complained online on Metacritic, that difference is so huge, it's almost like it doesn't even count. Like, well, if CD Projekt Red never went online, never visited the social forums like their Twitter, the websites, and Reddit and whatnot, well, they probably wouldn't even know or care about this. Now, they do care, because apparently it seems that they didn't tie the game's performance, of course, to the developers' paychecks, from what I'm hearing. So at the very least, the executives didn't go in full-on scummy. The game is great. It has some really amazing things to it. It's probably not gonna be the game that redefines gaming as we know it, but it is an amazingly good game when it works. It's a shame that there are so many things about it that simply don't work. Well, for example, you saw the background footage with me fighting the police. This was probably the biggest one for me, on top of the crashes and the poor performance. I think that this speaks perfectly and sums up the state of the game. This feature, like police and the wanted level, is at the very bare minimum unfinished, if not even abandoned, or they simply did not have enough time before shipping out the game. Because if you look at it, it is so bare that probably even GTA 3 or 2 or 1 had better police system than this, and that was pretty damn basic. Essentially, you go in, shoot somebody, move like 50 meters away, police completely forget about you. If you shoot somebody and want to like fight against the police, they just spawn in front of you. They don't come from other places, they don't drive in with the cars, there's no such a thing as that. They just spawn in front of you and attack you, and it becomes so jarring to the point that you might be fighting a gang that just attacked you, and they will think that you just committed a crime, which technically speaking you did, but it's not because it's some form of advanced AI, it's because it's just so basic, they just react to everything. So yeah, right now this is the current state of the game. I just wanted to express my opinion about it, kind of give my 2 cents and going over the things that you need to know about it. Of course, you probably already know about them, but I do want the game to be fixed. Probably in like 6 months from this point, or 1 year or 2 years, we will look back and it's not gonna be nearly as important as it is right now, but currently it is, and it affects a lot of people's enjoyment. But this is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.